I'll start.
Okay, please.
Tamron, John Murray here. You're starting on this new journey with a daytime talk show. It's quite different than morning news. How has it been preparing for your big fall launch?
You know, it is very similar though to morning news. I'll tell you why, because I always tell people in morning news, which I was in for about 20 years, it's the most vulnerable part of your day. Think about it. When you wake up, your teeth aren't brushed, you're in your pajamas, you don't have a chance to put on that armor, the mask for the day. So you have to be so real and so authentic with yourself. And you're letting me inside your home in the morning when your pajamas over here, your kid is crying, I want to go to school. And so that's why I've always loved morning TV, and that is what I believe daytime TV is as well. You're in the middle of the day. I don't want phoniness. I don't want people who feel like they have to put on a mask. I was just saying yesterday there was a photo that I tweeted out, and it happened in New Orleans 2 years ago. This little black girl was on her dad's shoulders, and it said, "Tamron, you're black girl magic." And someone replied on my Twitter feed, "But you're white girl magic too." And I said, and I wanted to reply, and I said, you know, I don't like to go back and forth on Twitter, but I understood what she meant because she connected with me in her own way as well. But if I can be my authentic, unapologetic black Southern self, she can be her authentic self, and we can laugh, love, talk together. And that's what I think the show will allow people to do. I don't want to wear any more masks. I want to tell you my feet hurt in these shoes. I want to be able to be myself, because if I'm myself, that gives you permission to be yourself. And then we can talk and we can grow and we can learn. So if she's okay with me saying black girl magic, I'm okay with her saying, but you're white girl magic too. And I won't get mad or offended that she wants to connect with me in the way she knows how. So I think that that's what the daytime show will bring, an opportunity for me to be myself, thus encouraging other people to be themselves.
If I may ask a quick follow-up,
Sure.
They say in the talk show business, people have to be invested in your point of view. They have to wake up in the morning and say, what's going on in the world, and what is Tamron going to say about that? Having come from news where sharing your point of view and your opinion is often shunned because news anchors are supposed to be neutral, has it been an adjustment for you to be more of the personality that you are?
It's been an interesting opportunity. I haven't had to adjust because I think my friends will tell you I'm always myself, and I have no choice. Listen, I'm from Luling, Texas. My grandfather had a second grade education. My mother was a 19-year-old single mom. When those are the odds in front of you, you don't have time to be somebody else's version of you. So I think for me, being a journalist for 25 years, obviously I hope people invested in me as a credible person, as a fair person, but I want them to see my journey as a new mom at 48, as someone who was not allowed to say goodbye to my audience 2 years ago, people who had grown attached to me, and know that that hurt. And I'm willing to tell you it hurt. And yes, on Instagram, I'm smiling, but inside, that stings. And so I want to be able to talk about those things, but also talk about moving on. You know, we've all had that job that said we weren't the right choice, or somebody we wanted to date and they were like, yeah, not today. We all know that feeling, but rejection doesn't define us. Someone saying, not you, doesn't mean that there's not another door that won't be open where someone gladly welcomes us in. And I think that's in work, that's in life, that's in professional and personal, across the board. Is that my mama call? So, and so I think that that's what I hope to bring.
Aaron Fallon's Essential Life magazine. Speaking of that connection with your former audience, are you looking forward to bringing those same people into the new fold and addressing the additional ones as well?
You know, I don't even see them as my former audience, because those are the people who made sure that I'm back.
Absolutely.
You know, I could not have convinced ABC Studio and Disney to back this show if they had not seen and heard from all of that audience. We all can go in and say, I swear they want me back. They're like, yeah. I know you and your mother want you back home, but what? And I say home because TV's my home. You know, and that's so weird I said that because I feel like it's my home. But they did their research and they saw the importance of my story to the audience. 40% of daytime television or something around there, African American women. I bring that journey, but I also, as I said, I bring that Southern experience too. And I've lived in Chicago, Philadelphia, Texas, all over, now New York. And that's an interesting perspective, and that's, I hope, something that we'll be able to bring. But as far as former audience, they are still with me, and they are the reason that I'm back on television. If if people did not speak up, especially on social media, I'm not sure what would have happened. I'm not. I knew why I was being replaced. I didn't understand it, but what are you going to do? You have to make a decision for yourself. But one of the things I thought about, honestly, was that I didn't want a young woman to watch what happened to me and think, if it can happen to Tamron, then I don't stand a chance. I wanted her to see me take this hit, but get up again. And that was very, very important to me. And I laid in my house, in my bed, on that Tuesday. It was a Tuesday when I didn't come back. And I said, I can't do it. I would not have been able to rest. I could not have sat there and smiled and pretend everything was okay. I had an opening and I was gonna go through the door. And let me be clear, in my 20s and different points in my career, I didn't have the stability. You know, if this had happened to me 10 years earlier, my father had just died. We were trying to find a new way in our family to carry on without the patriarch of our home. But at the time that I was faced with this decision, it was right. I wasn't a mom yet. I wasn't married yet. So I could think clearly and think in a decisive way. But the way I carried myself, that's how I was raised. You know, my mother is a woman who survived so much and was a single mom, as I said, at 19. And if she could, with dignity, get up every day and go into a factory while also going to school to become a teacher, I wasn't going to embarrass them. And that's how I said I never broke the law, or I never got caught breaking the law, because I didn't want to embarrass those people. I was like, I am not embarrassing my family. You will not be picking me up in cuffs in front of my mama. So I tried to handle myself as best I could, and I think it has paid off because people like you have expressed an appreciation for it, and I'm grateful for that.